Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Series TBD. So today, you probably know this already, because we did an instant deck for this deck literally a few hours ago. We're playing, as promised, Legacy Oozes. Ooze, Tribal, Combo, and Legacy. So we just posted an instant deck for this deck today, at noon today, so a few hours ago, which means I'm going to try to do the fastest deck of all time, because literally, if you want to see a full breakdown where we talk for like 8 minutes about the deck, just watch the instant deck. It's like the very next video in the queue. So I'm not going to go on in depth, but we're going to do a super quick refresher deck and just jump right into our Legacy Ooze games and see how it works. So a quick reminder before we jump into it, if you enjoy Series TBD and the other videos here on the channel, it would be amazing of you if you could take a second, click the subscribe button down at the bottom of your screen. It's a great way to support the channel and the site for free. So let's talk Legacy Oozes and start off with Necrotic Ooze, Ooze number 1. So our deck is halfway Necrotic Ooze combo, halfway Weird Ooze Tribal. So Necrotic Ooze, all the activated abilities of all creatures in the graveyard, that means we can make infinite mana. If we can get Devoted Druid in the graveyard, along with either Grim Poppet or Phyrexian Devourer. Devoted Druid untaps by putting a -1/-1 counter on it, runs out of counters, while Grim Poppet, Phyrexian Devourer get rid of -1/-1 counters in different ways. But basically that means if we have Devoted Druid, either of those cards in the graveyard, Necrotic Ooze unsummoning sick, we tap it for mana, untap it, tap it for mana, untap it, do that an infinite number of times by getting rid of the -1/-1 counters. Infinite mana, which we could use to make infinite oozes, but we'll get to that in a minute. The most direct combo with Necrotic Ooze for winning the game, Phyrexian Devourer in the graveyard along with Walking Ballista. Devour exiles cards from the top of our library for 0 mana to put that many +1/+1 counters on it, where that many is the converted mana cost of the exiled card. So we just put a ton of counters on Necrotic Ooze, and then using the Walking Ballista ability, assuming it's in the graveyard, remove those counters, ping our opponent to death. We can also get our combo pieces in the graveyard with the help of Entomb, and now we have our Ooze Tribal part. We were talking about infinite mana. Well, infinite mana means we can activate a Necrotic Ooze like a Biogenic Ooze, or just an actual Biogenic Ooze if it's on the battlefield, an infinite number of time, infinite number of 2/2 oozes, attack our opponent, kill them with the oozes, win the game. Scavenging Ooze, our backup ooze, good utility ooze, plus it has an ability Necrotic Ooze can use if it's in the graveyard. Veteran Explorer ramps us into our big combo pieces. Green Sun Zenith kind of finds everything we need, set things up, especially our Veteran Explorer. Genesis, some weird graveyard recursion value, a good Entomb target. Liliana, the Last Hope, removal, kills our Veteran Explorer, gets stuff back from the graveyard. Cabal Therapy gives us a way to attack our opponent's hand and also sack our Veteran Explorer. Thoughtseize just gets rid of those annoying combo pieces, Force of Wills on turn 1. Pernicious Deeds, wraths the board, slows the game down. Mana base wise, Phyrexian Tower, more sack outlets, a bunch of fetches, some dual lands, some basic lands, sideboard, Graveyard Hate. Surgical for combo and Graveyard Hate. Some more removal, Wickerburrow Elder, nice combo piece from the graveyard with our Necrotic Ooze, blowing up all the artifacts and enchantments. Revoker is a catch-all, Kitchen Fakes to gain some life, Choke as a way to lock out Force of Will blue control decks, and that is Legacy Oozes, and that is our Series TBD deck for tonight. So, as I mentioned, if you want a fuller breakdown, not this quick 3-minute deck, make sure to check out the instant deck. Like I said, we just published it earlier today, so it's fresh and easy to find. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. Let's jump into the gameplay, see if Oozes, Biogenic Ooze, Necrotic Ooze, these crazy cards can actually work in a format like Legacy. So let's see how it works. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoy the gameplay, and I'll be back in a bit with the wrap up. All right, Series TBD time. We are oozing it up in Legacy. Legacy Ooze Tribal, I guess. Ooze Combo Tribal. This hand's actually pretty close to what we want. Devoted, we have our combo, Plains for our opponent, and Ether Vial. Yep, well, I wish we had a way to, Alright, Polluted Delta, crack it, grab a Swamp, and Thoughtseize you. Thalia, Palace Jailer, Ether Vial. Now, we will take Palace Jailer. Pass the turn. Alright, things are looking up. Opponent, Vial. We do need to kill this Veteran Explorer somehow. Caracas for our opponent. And I assume they're going to cast Thalia. Opponent, thinking. Hopefully they didn't draw something better than Thalia. They're just going to wait. Alright, runs out Ether Vial. Opponent passes. Well, Forest and let's just Devoted Druid. Pass the turn. Opponent Thalia, one unknown in hand. I feel like we're in pretty good shape here. Opponent. Wasteland. Not doing much against us. Swords, well, alright. Kill Devoted Druid. We'd rather have it, we need it in the graveyard for our combo anyway, so. Vials in. Thalia. Yup. Opponent passes. Well, play the Forest. Play Veteran Explorer. Play Walking Ballista. Pass the turn. I mean, our opponent's going to need to draw another removal spell, or we just have him with the combo. Opponent, taken up. Taken up. What do you got, opponent? I think we might be oozing in Legacy. Use it or ooze it. And we're hopefully going to use it. The ooze, that is. Opponent, what'd they draw? Alright, opponent passes. Did they draw swords? They might have. Alright, we untap. Ooh. Huh. Okay, let's just play Bayou. Oh, we have so many options. We could put a counter on Ballista, kill Veteran Explorer. We can Necrotic Ooze, but then our opponent could path. I think we just pass this turn. Attack with Veteran Explorer. If our opponent wants to kill it, that's fine. Opponent takes it. Alright. Or do we just run out the combo? Oh my god, alright. We came here to combo. Let's combo. Run out the Ooze. Our opponent has 2 turns. This last turn and this turn to have drawn an answer, or we got him. We just have infinite damage next turn. Alright, pass the turn. Oh, they did draw swords. Alright. Well, opponent remains alive. Barely. We're still in really good shape. Vials doing vial-y things. I mean, it's disappointing that they drew an answer that exact turn, but we have a pretty decent chance of winning without the combo with this setup. Biogenic Ooze is a lot of value. Opponent. Going to wasteland our land. Okay. And gets in. Oh, aggro. Aggro opponent. Sure. Down to 19. Wasteland. Alright, now we're just going for it. Scavenging Ooze. So we're just going to Ballista Veteran Explorer. Tutor up some lands. Yes, please. Forest and Swamp. Actually, Forest. Yeah, Forest. Unfortunately, Greed Sun's Zenith does not get another Necrotic Ooze. So instead, Ooze number 2's, Biogenic Ooze. And I think this probably just beats our opponent. I don't think people expect Biogenic Ooze to show up in Legacy. Let's go, opponent. Ooze. Pass the turn. And we still have Ooze number 3 in hand. Grow the Oozes. Yup. Opponent. Vialing. But can you beat the Oozes? The Ooze army. 5 mana. What did they draw? That's a lot of mana. Opponent. Passes. We draw land. So Wooded Foothills. Crack Wooded Foothills. Grab a Bayou. Play Scavenging Ooze. Make an Ooze. Get in with an Ooze. Opponent blocks. And Caracases. Sure. Well, pass the turn. Grow the Oozes. Alright. Opponent needs like a... Oh. Are they playing Wraths? Is it possible they have a Wrath in their deck? Oh, Batterskull. That's fine. I don't think we really care that much about Batterskull, honestly. Vials and Thalia. Sure. Opponent passes. Is there anything we can tutor up that's helpful here? I guess we could just get another Biogenic Ooze and just really go to town, Ooze style. Otherwise, Genesis, I guess. Alright, we're just gonna... Let's just Green Sun. Green Sun for 5. Biogenic Ooze part 2. Pass the turn. Grow the Oozes. And, I mean, we don't even care about Batterskull now. Our Ooze Tribal is just taking down Death and Taxes. Pretty hardcore. Opponent. Million mana. I think they're thinking of equipping Batterskull, but it doesn't really do anything. Like, sure, you can kinda get in one attack, or we can just double block or triple block. Alright. Opponent. Attacks. Alright, we'll just take it. Sure. Down to 12. Opponent passes. Might as well Thoughtseize. Take the Mom. Make an Ooze. Scavenging Ooze. Palace Jailer. Pass the turn. Next turn we got it. Double grow the Oozes. Now the Oozes are big enough that this Thalia doesn't really stop them. At least all of them. Opponent. Vials. No cards in hand. What do you draw? I don't think they have Wraths in their main deck. They might have in the sideboard, but Oozes are really showing their power. We missed the combo, but sometimes just oozing is good enough. Okay, wasteland us. Message received. Opponent. Combat. Attacks. Well, block. Opponent gains some life. Bounce Thalia. Sure. Up to 31. Thalia returns. And Caracas. So they can equip the Batter Skull. So opponents, they're not dead yet. They can do this for a minute, but I don't know what their endgame is. Cabal Therapy, that doesn't do anything. So let's make an ooze. Eat a Veteran Explorer. Combat. Attack, 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 attack. Should we attack with everything? I didn't actually do the math. Maybe we should have. Opponent blocks Thalia down. We grow the oozes. And yeah, I think we should have attacked with everything. I think we would have won that turn, but this should be fine. I don't think there's anything they can draw. That wasn't a great attack, though. We should have just swung out. Horizon Canopy. Redraw it. Come on, opponent. What can you find? Opponent needs, like, destroy all oozes. Got him. All right. Well, that went pretty well. Opponent's playing Death and Taxes, so Toxic Delusion. Wickerboro Elder seems worth it. Maybe Revokers? What do we cut? Maybe we just cut the Thought Seizes. Cut the Thought Seizes and one Scavenging Ooze. All right, run it like that. Seems fine. We have a lot of good removal for this matchup. All right, so we're on the draw here for game number 2 against Death and Taxes. And, all right, this worked last time. No immediate way to kill Veteran Explorer, but opponent has the Vial. Yep. I mean, I guess we can Ballist it if we have to. Wooded Foothills. I guess we're going to run it out. Forest and Explorer. Pass the turn. A little bit greedy because our opponent could just Swords it, but this gives us the Walking Ballista line to kill it next turn. Opponent. All right, opponent's got a Swords. And passes. Play a Swamp. Green Sun Zenith. 4. Veteran Explorer. Pass the turn. Vial. Tick it up. Do they have 2 swords? That would be sad. Opponent. Passes. Gonna try to tap us down. Yup. Well, play a Swamp and Ballista. Alright. Path to Exile. Well, at least we got one land out of our Veteran Explorer. Path is better than a second Swords. Opponent. Land. Palace Jailer. Well, ping our opponent. This isn't great. Our opponent getting to draw cards with the Monarchy, not ideal. Opponent passes. Draws a free card. Not good, not good, not good. Wooded Foothills, crack it. Forest, Ooze. Can we find a way to get through and steal the Monarchy back? Grow the Oozes, opponent. Vial, gonna draw more free cards. That Palace Jailer's so good. Monarchy is way more powerful than people give it credit for. Vial, staying on 2. Plains. Opponent. What do you got? 4 mana. Ballista X2. Okay. Opponent passes. Draws a free card. We untap. We draw. Alright. Let's Cabal Therapy. See what's in the hand. What do we name? What do we name? Oh my goodness. I have no idea. It seems like if they had a 2-drop, or they have multiple 2-drops. Let's go with Flicker Wisp. Mother of Runes, Batter Skull, Sword of Fire and Ice. Okay. Well, go to combat. Attack. See if we can steal the Monarchy. Opponent blocks. And blocks. Well, make an ooze. Alright. Opponent gets to maintain the Monarchy. Let's Cabal Therapy. Batter Skull. Take the Batter Skull. Play a Bayou. Pass the turn. The Monarchy's the issue. Ugh, that one of Palace Jailer. So insane. Vial, staying on 2. Opponent, Mom, Land, Sword, and out of cards. This does mean our opponent has to chump with their Mom, or they lose the Monarchy. Ooh, can we draw something? Opponent gets to draw a card. Nothing. Well, go attacking. We don't have a choice. We gotta get the Monarchy. That's our only hope. Opponent Trades. Keeps the monarchy. Well, play Devoted Druid. Play Bayou. Ooh, and now we're just flooding out. Opponent, Vile, tick it up. Wasteland. Sure. We don't have a creature that can attack, though. So we can't, Wastelands us. So we can't steal this monarchy back. That has been the game, this battle for the crown, and our opponent is winning it, and that's gonna win them this game. Opponent passes. We draw. Nothing. Catacombs, go. The flood is real, and our opponent's drawing 2 cards a turn. We're drawing 1 land a turn. Oh, opponent untaps. Oh, deck. Deck. We have all the mana, but we can't steal the crown. Land for our opponent. Well, we're definitely cracking this Catacombs to try to get lands out of our... Oh, Stoneforge 2. Oh, that's the power of 2 cards a turn. You draw action. Opponent. Jete. Equips. And equips. Well, we're going to thin our deck. We can't have that many lands left, I don't think. How many lands are... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, yeah, we've been running pretty badly. If we only have like 10% lands in our deck and we're drawing one every turn, that's a little unfortunate. Opponent passes. All right, keep it going. Well, at least now we're down to 6 lands. So now we should stop drawing them, I think, because they just don't exist. Yeah, I think this one's over. Too many whiffs in a row. Opponent drawing 2 cards a turn, too many turns in a row. So we chump. We kill our own Devoted Druid, so our opponent can't get counters. Yup. We draw. No, opponent draws something. Another Ether Vial. Come on, deck. Come on. Monarchy does not die to Deeds either. Opponent, yup, draws a free card. Passes. Probably taps our lands, even though it's not super relevant. Taps a land. Sure. Taps a land. Also sure. Well, there we go. Devourer. That's what we got. I think it's too little too late, though. I guess the upside of all this is our graveyard is getting to a place where if we top deck a Necrotic Ooze, we just win the game. We have infinite damage. Like, once this Devourer goes to the graveyard. Wow, they drew another Swords. Well, all right. Exile Green Sun Zenith. Exile, please not Necrotic Ooze, Entomb. Exile, Revoker. Exile, pop it. All right. Well, there goes Devourer, and this is it. We have 1 turn to top deck Necrotic Ooze. If we top deck Necrotic Ooze, and we still have what? All 4 in our deck? So 4 out of 36. If we top deck Necrotic Ooze, we have infinite damage, instant speed, opponent can't interact with it, we win the game. Because we have Walking Ballista and Devourer in our graveyard, which means we just exile stuff to get counters with Devourer, which also gives us Phyrexian or Walking Ballista's ability. Opponent, combat. All right, here it is. Opponent's drawn 3 cards. Something like a Revoker would end it, would end our chances. Opponent gets in for 5, 6, and gets to draw a card with Sword, and gets Jitte counters. Which I think means we're dead next turn. Yep. Opponent hits us to 11. Caracas draws another card. Well, come on. One time Necrotic Ooze. You can do it, Magic Gods. Opponent's going to tap us. Sure, not relevant. All that matters is if we draw Necrotic Ooze. Oh, my Lord Almighty. Mighty. Okay, that's a polluted Delta. We don't have any lands left in our deck. We're down to 5. 5 lands in our deck. Opponent, what did they find? Equip Sword. Technically, we go to 1 here. So we're still sort of drawing live 1 more time if our opponent doesn't top deck like a Revoker type effect. All right. Oh, they don't even use the Jitte counters. Sure. Down to 5. Draws more cards. Stoneforge. Sure. Doesn't do anything. Well, this is it. This is it. 4 out of 35. Can we top deck Necrotic Ooze, steal this win? Opponent's going to tap us. Yup. And tap us. Yup. And, yeah, that does not do it. We'll fire it off, but our opponent, yeah, we're not even going to show it, actually. All right. Well, that was a bummer. That was a bummer. Somehow we managed to draw literally every land in our deck, which is pretty rough. We have 19 lands, and we drew 15, I believe, in our top 25 cards. And we didn't even get a Veteran Explorer. It's not like we just ramped into it with Veteran Explorer. We literally we got one off a Path to Exile, but we literally just drew lands for like 17 turns in a row, which that is not going to win us many games. All right, run it back, run it back. Hopefully we run it back slightly better. Even with how poorly that went, we were still like one Necrotic Ooze away from just winning that game and match. Like, that was it. Opponent couldn't stop it because it's all instant speed. So that would be just guaranteed win the game, but wasn't meant to be. Wasn't meant to be. Lands and lands and more lands. We also, like, didn't draw Pernicious Deeds or Toxic Deluge. Our opponent had a one of Palace Jailer on turn 4, which was insane. So that was the everything that possibly could go wrong did go wrong game. Yeah, all right. So this is interesting. We have Devoted Druid, Walking Ballista combo. We get to Cabal Therapy. I think we're just going to name Ether Vial. All right, opponent. Stoneforge Mystic, Flicker Wisp, Revoker, Swords to Plowshares. Well, no Ether Vial. All right, opponent kept a pretty fair hand. I guess they are a pretty fair deck. Well, play a land, pass the turn. Opponent. Plains. Oh, this is the curse. The curse matchup. Oh my goodness, that's so unfortunate. That is very, very unfortunate. Play Devoted Druid, pass the turn. Boy, the old draw the card you name trick. I feel like the Magic gods don't want Oozes to be a thing in Legacy. I feel like that's where we're at. Opponent. Revoker. Yep. On Devoted Druid, I'm sure. Names Devoted Druid. Opponent, passing. We draw Deed. We know our opponent has this Council's Judgment if they drew a land. Play a land. Well, let's Cabal Therapy. We gotta get rid of this Stoneforge, I think. Sack Devoted Druid. Name Stoneforge. Alright. Well, Deed. Pass the turn. This is a big turn for our opponent to draw a land. If they don't draw a land, we're in pretty decent shape. If they do draw a land, then they get rid of the Deed, and then all bets are off. Opponent. Combat. Attacks. Yup. Down to 18. Passes. Ooh, let's see what we draw. No land. We draw land. Well, play the Forest. Deed for 2. Vials in a Stoneforge. Interesting choice. Again hitting the card that we just thought sees. Twice in a match. Yeah, now I guess we pass the turn. Opponent. Jete. Well, if we draw land, we get to just Wickerburrow Elder, blow it up? We do. Alright. That's good. So, Wickerburrow Elder. Blow up Jete. Pass the turn. Our opponent can Swords our Wickerburrow. Opponent. Passing. We draw Devourer. Well, get in with Elder. Opponent takes it. Run out Ballista. Pass the turn. Alright, now our opponent gets rid of the Wickerburrow Elder. Untaps. What did our opponent find? Nothing yet. Opponent passes. Come on, Ooze. Devoted Druid. Well, go to combat. Attack with Ballista. Hit our opponent. Down to 12. Devoted Druid. Pass the turn. Opponent. Not finding land number 3. They have another Swords. Path. Okay. I guess we'll just grab a land. Grab a Forest. Hardcasting Devour is not a horrible plan. Opponent. Land. Flicker Wisp. Alright, so we ping Flicker Wisp. Ping our opponent. Untap. Land. Alright, Vern Catacombs. Crack Vern Catacombs. Grab a Bayou. Run out Devourer. Alright, pass the turn. We're going to try to devour them. What do they got? Port. Council's Judgment. Alright. We lose a couple of cards that were kind of good. Well, run out Ballista for 3. Pass the turn. We're keeping the pressure on. Opponent untabs. Wow, another Flicker Wisp. Going after our Ballista. Well, kill Flicker Wisp. Man, we could use an Ooze. An Ooze, a Green Sun Zenith, any of those would be excellent. Opponent down to 8. Yup. Opponent. Relic of Progenitus. Yeah. Well, that makes our combo worse. Get rid of Verdant Catacombs. Come on, Green Sun Zenith. Ooh, alright. Scavenging Ooze. Well, I guess we start eating stuff. Eat a Stoneforge. Eat a Stoneforge. Eat a Flicker Wisp. Eat a Flicker Wisp. Alright. That's a big old 6-5. What do you got, opponent? We know one card is Recruiter of the Guard. Opponent. Sacks the Relic. Exiles the Graveyards. Plains. Sweet Mother of Mercy. Again with the Flicker Wisp. We draw. Oh. Okay. Biogenic Ooze. Finally. Finally. Grow the Oozes. Alright, opponent, we're coming for you. Do you find a Cataclysm? Recruiter the Guard, one unknown in hand, and I think the Oozes might be getting there in the grindiest of matchups. Alright, opponent. Let's see him. 5 mana. Batter Skull. Alright. Well, that does keep our opponent temporarily alive. Opponent passes. Entomb. Well, make an Ooze. Pass the turn. Grow the Oozes. Opponent. Recruiter of the Guard. Grabs a Palace Jailer. Plays a Palace Jailer. Snags Biogenic Ooze. Yup. Opponent. Gets in. I think we can do a trick here. We entomb for Veteran Explorer. Ooze Veteran Explorer. I mean, that's not why we're playing it, but block the germ, kill it. Opponent draws a card, but we untap Toxic Deluge for 2, combat, swing, steal the Monarchy, get back Biogenic Ooze, make it Ooze, and alright, opponent, can you draw a Cataclysm? That is the answer. They did get, oh, Ballista. Port. What do you got? Revoker. That's not going to do it. That is not going to do it. And we got there. That was quite the game. But the Oozes came through in the end. Eventually. It took a while, but Biogenic Ooze proving its worth in this matchup. Name's Biogenic Ooze. Eclipse Batter Skull. Yup. Well, we untap. Polluted Delta. Combat. Swing with everything. And I think you've been oozed. I think we got him. Game? Is it game? Opponent scoops it up, and that's Oozes in Legacy. A grindy is all get out match, but it worked. Sweet, sweet, sweet. All right, series TBD time. We are oozing it up in Legacy, and all right, we have some combo pieces. I think so. Devoted Druid Phyrexian Devourer is infinite mana with Necrotic Ooze. So I think what we do is Verdant Catacombs, crack it, grab a Swamp, blind Cabal Therapy naming Force of Will. I think in the dark, on the play, Force of Will is probably just the correct name. Oh, it's this again. Okay. Alright. Oh, but it's a lot of Swords to Plowshares. Well, pass the turn. That's not the most ideal. 1 land, but a million removal spells. Are we just gonna play taxes every round? Mother of Runes. Opponent. Passes. That's not bad. Cabal Therapy. Name Phyrexian Revoker. Snag them both. Ooh, they did draw land. Play a Forest. Pass the turn. And now, next turn, we actually might just Devoted Druid, Cabal Therapy named Swords. Ugh, Stoneforge. That might change things. This is going to be very interesting now. Gets a Batter Skull. Opponent passes. Cabal Therapy? Liliana. Liliana's not as good since there's a Mother of Runes active. Alright, so Devoted Druid. Cabal Therapy. Name Swords to Plowshares. Man, we made our opponent discard 4 cards, and I don't know if it's going to be enough. Opponent. Wasteland. Passes. We draw. Biogenic Ooze that we can't cast. Alright. Crack Verdant Catacombs. Grab a Swamp. Play Liliana. Take down Liliana. Hitting a Veteran Explorer would be the best. Alright, we get a Devoted Druid. Pass the turn. Well, here comes Batterskull. At this point, we're basically trying to combo off before we lose to Batterskull. Port. That makes things harder, since we don't have a second green source. Opponent gets in, kills Liliana, hits us for 4. Can port our green mana. Alright, Recruiter of the Guard. Yeah, this is bad news. Gets a... Did our opponent fail to... Oh, gets a Revoker. Okay, we untap. Ooze that we can't cast. Yeah, we're in trouble. Much trouble. Devoted Druid. We really need to find a Veteran Explorer. I guess we pass, even though... Actually, do we have to Cabal Therapy? We need this in the graveyard for the Ooze. Alright, I think what we do, as weird as this sounds, is Cabal Therapy ourselves. Sacking Devoted Druid. Naming... Phyrexian Devourer. This might be too next level, because now our opponent can name Necrotic Ooze. I don't think we have a realistic line towards winning here, because our opponent gets to see our hand, pass the turn. Yeah, that might have been overthinking things. Although, really, there isn't a legitimate line out from here with our opponent having this clock. Because now our opponent can just... So I think what we should have done is wait. There's a Revoker. Yeah, alright, we're dead. I think we should have waited and let our opponent revoke her. Yeah, that was a pretty disastrous turd. Well, we bring in 2 Toxic Deluges. Bring in Wickerburrow Elder and 2 Revokers. Go down some Thought Seizes. And go down... Apparently this is the only matchup in Legacy these days. Go down all the Thought Seizes and go down 1 Entomb, I guess. Run it like that. Alright, we're on the play. Alright. I wish we had a way to sack this Veteran Explorer. That would make our life a lot easier. I don't even know if we can run it out. Wooded Foothills, I think we have to. Opponent mulliganed. Wooded Foothills, Veteran Explorer off of Forest. Pass the turn. Since we don't have a way to sack it, we might as well just play it. Plains. Ether Vial. Alright, that's not a Swords. Come on, way to sack Veteran Explorer. Cabal Therapy. Entomb. Well, Polluted Delta, crack it. Grab a Swamp. Play Devoted Druid. We're 2 for 2 with Entombs. Get in with Veteran Explorer. Hit our opponent down to 19. Pass the turn. Opponent, Vial. Taking up to 1. Port. Opponent. Thinking. Phyrexian Revoker. Alright, so this is going to name Devoted Druid, I'm sure. Yep. Opponent passes. We draw some action. Well, Green Sun, X1, Veteran Explorer. Go attacking. I mean, if these Veteran Explorers ever die, our mana will be incoming. Opponent. Vial. Taking up. Factory. Opponent. Passing. We draw. Forest. Well, go to combat. Attack. Opponent fires up Factory. Are they going to block? Haha. Okay. Opponent blocks, lands for everyone, Swamp and Forest. Play a Forest, and yeah, I guess we pass the turn. Opponent untaps. So, in theory, Entomb Necrotic Ooze is a way we can win a game. Opponent, Batterskull. Alright, we're going for it. I mean, if our opponent has an answer, they have an answer. Opponent, no attacks. Well, we will Entomb. For Phyrexian Devourer. Entomb for Walking Ballista. Does our opponent have a way to ruin our day? We untap. Wow, do they have Surgical? Ether Vial. Alright, Flicker Whips a Black Source. Oh, brutal. Play Genesis. Pass the turn. Opponent has a Swords. Alright, well... Opponent's down to 1 card. Doesn't answer our combo. The Flicker Wisp bought them a turn. They have Rashard in port, but if they attack into Veteran Explorer, we get more land. Oh. Is this Revoker naming Necrotic Ooze? Oh, good God. Alright, opponent. Attacks. Well, we will block the Germ. Tutor up some lands. Well, we need a Sweeper. That's what we really need now. Or some sort of removal. Yes, we will take our last swamp. Ugh. Yep. Well, come on, sweeper. We have a bunch of We have 5 sweepers in the deck. Opponent. Alright, well, Liliana. Kill Revoker on Ooze. Pass the turn. Alright. Opponent's back to needing an answer. Yeah, what do you got, opponent? Vial. Do they have more answers? Stays on 3. Graveyard hates the scariest. Combat. Let's see how they attack. Liliana, Liliana, Liliana. Alright, so Liliana's dead. Well, do they have the answer? Opponent. Another Flicker Wisp, I guess, buys them a turn. Port. Well, Ooze. Exile. And we should have it now. Swords, yeah. Exile. 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 Opponent! Yes, we got there. That's the combo. Whew! That is a plan. That is a combo. Opponent had the answer, but part of the upside of the Phyrexia Devourer Necrotic Ooze combo is it's instant speed. Like, it is instant speed. With the Ballista in the graveyard, no amount of interaction gets us there, because we can just keep exiling with removal on the stack, and alright. Well, let's see if we can take down game number 3. Yeah, run it back. Well, we got a combo hand. Opponent's on the play, and alright. Not the fastest hand, but it is a hand that offers a lot of removal, including a sweeper, and we can Green Suns out a Veteran Explorer. Port for our opponent. Vial. Yup, passes. Wow, even more removal. So let's Verdant Catacombs. Pass the turn. Opponent. Vial. Up to 1. Opponent mulled to 5 as well. Caracas. And passes. Well, crack Catacombs. Grab a Swamp. Forest. Green Sun. Veteran Explorer. Go. Alright, opponent, let's see what you got. Vial's in a 1-drop. It is. Mother Runes. Vial taken up to 2. Ancient Tomb. Alright, opponent's up to 4 mana. And passes. Play a Bayou. Play Liliana. Liliana. Kill Veteran Explorer. Get a couple lands. Swamp and Forest. And Scavenging Ooze. Pass the turn. Alright, opponent, what are those 2 cards? Our mana's good. Opponent Vial's in. Stoneforge. Alright, that's a good one. 4 Batter Skull. Opponent, yup. Swords. Alright, so that's what our opponent's got. It's a Batter Skull. Batter Skull is it. Opponent untaps. Vial up to 3. Land in Batter Skull. Alright, Batter Skull into play. Opponent equips to Mom. Alright, they want to kill the Liliana. Opponent gets in, yup. Well, we untap. Crim Poppet. Well, I guess we just... Actually, no. Opponent already has a ton of mana. Do we Deluge? Or Pernicious Deeds pass? Yeah, let's Deluge. Sweep the board. Play a Bayou. Play Deed. Pass the turn. Vial. Staying on 3. Another Mom. Ooh, okay. I don't know about this plan. Yeah, let's Deed for 5. Play Polluted Delta. Pass the turn. Alright, it's top deck war time. Opponent. Land. Another port. So they can start tapping us down. So we aren't going to be able to Grim Pop it this turn. But we do have a ton of good draws. And if we ever get down this Poppet, it should be pretty insane. Taps down a Bayou. Opponent. Taps down a Bayou. We draw Ballista. Well, Ballista X2. Pass the turn. This lets us start using the mana they tap to put counters on Ballista. Opponent. Alright. Tap it. Put a counter on Ballista. Combat. Attack. Hit our opponent. Pass the turn. We have our Ooze, but we don't have a way to combo with it. Opponent. Passing. Upkeep. What's the plan, opponent? Alright. Let's Cabal Therapy. Name Swords, I guess. Surgical Extraction. Alright. Play Necrotic Ooze. Go to combat. Attack. And I feel like we're in pretty good shape. Opponent down to 15. We pass the turn. Opponent needs a Revoker, I guess. Untaps. Finds a Swords. Well, alright. Ping our opponent. Ping our opponent. Ping our opponent. Down to 12. Opponent. Passing. Oh. Go to combat. Attack with Ooze. Hit our opponent. Crack Polluted Delta. Grab a Bayou. And yeah. This is Legacy. This is Legacy, boys and girls. Grim Poppet. Yup, that's a Grim Poppet. Pass the turn. Alright, opponent. Let's see what you got. Extracts Ballista. Okay. That cuts off our most clear combo kill. Without Ballista, we gotta get fancy and win in a sort of roundabout way. Opponent. Yup. Untaps. Just the Poppet seems insane, though. Like, just the Poppet. Rest in peace. Okay, combo's offline. However, I think our opponent might be dead. Necrotic Ooze. Counter on the Summoning Sick Necrotic Ooze. Attack for 6. And we are just oozing out death and taxes. Game after game. Alright. Well, I mean, apparently this was a good matchup. 2-0. 2-0 with Legacy Oozes. We'll take it. Sweet. Alright. Series TBD time. We are still oozing our way through Legacy, and this hand is greedy. We don't have Dryad Arbor in this deck, so we can't Green Sun for it. But we're going to keep it because we have Veteran Explorer, and this hand, if it works out, is actually pretty close to winning. Like, we have Ooze, we have Devoted Druid, we have an Entomb, so we can combo pretty quickly. Of course, if our opponent just, like, Swords to Plowshares Veteran Explorer, then life is bad. Ooh. Urborg. This makes me think some sort of, like, Staxy mono black deck. Although, if their plan is to blow up our lands, we're pretty good at not getting wastelanded out of the game. But Urborg makes me think, like, Mutavaults, Lilianas, Pox, that type of stuff is when you see Urborg at Legacy, normally. Or I could be very wrong. Lotus Petal. I could also be very wrong, and maybe it's completely different. We draw land. Grim Poppet. That's literally the opposite of a land in our deck. You do not get any more unland-like. Well, eventually they might have to kill this Veteran Explorer, and then we get our lands. Bayou. Oh. Maybe this is... Oh, this is Turbo Depths. Alright, this is worse. We draw land. Oh, Cabal Therapy, but we don't have the mana. That's the card that would fix all of our problems. Pass the turn. Opponent. Dark Depths. And passes. Mana. Mana, mana. Oh my god, another Green Sun. Well, next turn we can discard Cabal Therapy to hand size if we're still alive. Well, I was very wrong about this being some sort of Black Prison strategy. Are we doing this the fair way? Oh, alright. Well, Crop Rotation, Thespian Stage, makes a Merit Lage. Well, alright, chat, you can yell at me. We should not have kept the one-lander. Okay. So, Diabolic Edict technically deals with the combo. Phyrexian Revoker deals with the combo. Toxic Deluge in 20 life? I don't think we're going to do that. Surgical Extraction, maybe, if we can get combo pieces in the graveyard. I don't think Thoughtseize is... Can't Thoughtseize lands. That is the issue. Pernicious Deed seems like the deadest of dead cards. Liliana also pretty bad. Well, maybe we keep the Thoughtseizes. Maybe we just try it like this. Yeah, alright. Here we go! Well, we shouldn't have kept the one-lander, I guess. Huh. Is there any way this hand wins? Well, alright. We got our sideboard card, so I guess we keep this. Opponent's gonna have a million Thoughtseizes, though. This deck is just Thoughtseize Tribal. Opponent. Untaps. Bayou. Thoughtseize. Tribal. Combo feels like our harder matchup. Takes Diabolic Edict. We draw. Swamp. Well, Swamp and Cabal Therapy. Wow. Spirit Guide Crop Rotation. Gets a Dark Depths. Well, I guess we name Vampire Hexmage? Duress, Thespian. Oh my god, they have it. Alright. Well, pass the turn. Yeah, this is very lethal. Well, I guess you can't win them all. Our deck seems better in the grindy matchups. Opponent. Passes. Yeah, they just make Merit Lage and win, and there's nothing we can do about it. Alright. Spirit Guide, Dark Depths. Yeah, alright. Well, that was a fun one. I guess we were due for a quick one. Whew! That was not even a little close. Wow. Alright, series TBD time. We are trying to play some Oozes in Legacy. So far, we've learned we're really good at grinding through fair matchups, and combo has not felt great. Let's see what we're up against. We're on the draw. This hand's okay. A little bit matchup dependent. We do have a Cabal Therapy. We don't have a Veteran Explorer. Mostly going to depend on if our opponent's playing combo. Oh, God. Okay. Dredge? It looks like we're getting dredged. Well, that's worse, I guess. Unmask, basically a Thoughtseize that you can 2-for-1 yourself by exiling a card to cast. Takes Cabal Therapy, Bloodstained Mire. Oh, Reanimator. That's what they're doing. Red-black Reanimator. Are we dead on turn 2? Opponent passes. Let it Foothills go. Ugh, we really needed that Cabal Therapy. Alright, pass the turn, see if we're dead. Opponent cracks. Badlands. Into, oh boy. Is this just the full combo hand? Grizzlebrand. Untaps. Marsh Flats. Cracks. Swamp. Snow covered. Animate dead. Alright. And, sure. They got us. Well, Oozes. Well, we get Tormod's Crypts. We get Surgical Extractions. Those are our best options. Going down fair cards. Pernicious Deeds, Liliana, Revoker, no. Kitchen Finks Choke, Wickerburrow. I guess Wickerburrow Elder's fine. Alright, try it like that. Well, we'll give it a shot. We need Graveyard Hate or Discard here. That is, I mean, and that was partly because we lost the die roll. So our opponent got to Thoughtseize us first, although we would not have named correctly with our Cabal Therapy, so I guess that same thing would have happened. We just would have known it was coming. Alright, we get to play first. And, okay, we got a Thoughtseize. That's something. Otherwise, this hand is medium. Medium at best. But Thoughtseize is something. That's enough that we keep it. Bayou and Thoughtseize you. Thoughtseize, Exhume, Entomb. Well, I guess we take Entomb? Yeah, let's take Entomb. Ugh. They do have basically the full combo, though. Man, good thing we had a Thoughtseize. They basically have the full combo. And they get to Thoughtseize us here. Swamp. Thoughtseize. Well, they need a way to get a creature in the graveyard. That's the answer. We need to draw Graveyard Hate, or more discard is good. See what our opponent takes. Alright. Ooze, taken. Lotus Petal. Opponent passes. Well, play the Forest. And yeah, I guess we just run out Walking Ballista. Pass the turn. Bloodstained Mire. Reanimates our Ooze. Sure. Opponent passes. Well, play Phyrexian Tower. Play Devoted Druid. Pass the turn. Alright, opponent. Exhume and nothing. What do they draw? Opponent. Combat. Attacks. Alright, they're on the backup plan. Hits us. Down to 14. Passes. Ooh. Alright. Oh, we don't have black mana, though. So, okay, I think what we have to do here is go to combat. Attack with Ballista. Hit our opponent. Oh, we have one black. Are we going to sack Ballista here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so we... Alright, let's start with Cabal Therapy. Name Exhume. Get rid of the reanimation. Oh, they had 2 of them. Okay. Sacrifice Walking Ballista. Actually, let's just untap, play Wickerburrow Elder. Pass the turn. That's fine. Our opponent can't win this turn because they only have a Dark Ritual. They need 2 combo pieces. Opponent. No attacks. So we... Diabolic Edict. Our own Ooze. Go to combat. Attack, attack. Blow up Lotus Petal. Opponent to 7. Opponent. Passing. We draw. Devoted Druid. Combat. Attack, attack. Counter on Ballista. Hit our opponent. And that does it. Whew! Okay, we survived. We survived. Well, let's not get turn 1. We're going to mulligan aggressively, I guess. Well, all right. Run it back. Run it back. Run it back. All right, what's our hand look like? We need interaction. Okay. I mean, we try it. We try it. We got a Cabal Therapy. We don't have Graveyard Hate. Well, we will see. Opponent's going to 6. Bloodstained Mire. Cracks Bloodstained Mire. Badlands. Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual. Entomb. Animate Dead. All right. Well, that's why everyone plays Force Will. Okay. And, yeah. Well, the trend continues. Good against fair decks, not as good against unfair decks, especially when we lose the die roll. If we had been able to play first, we would have had a shot to name something, although the guessing is still perilous. Yeah. Well, that's why you play Force Will. All right, one more to go. One more to go. All right. Series TBD time. We are legacying it up, and alright, we will keep this. We're pretty close to comboing-ish. Well, Polluted Delta, crack it. Grab a Swamp, Cabal Therapy you. Name... I'm gonna stick to my naming Force of Will in the Dark plan. Name Force of Will. Okay. Well, sure. Pass the turn. It looks like a Dark Depths deck, which... That Punishing Fire can really do a number on our board here. It kills our Devoted Druid. Mox Diamond. Discards. Yeah, this doesn't look great. Grove of the Burn Willows. Opponent. Caracas. Sylvan Library. Well, yeah, opponent passes. We draw Bayou. Well, play a Bayou. Play Devoted Druid. Pass the turn. Hope that we're not dead. Come on, Oozes! Come on. This doesn't feel good, though. Opponent just gets to kill it with Punishing Fire. Although then we get to Scavenging Ooze, eat the Punishing Fire. And we have the shadow of a Merit Lage always hanging over our head. Opponent draws an extra card down to 16. And Grove of the Burn Willows. Exploration. Kills our Devoted Druid. Plays a... Oh my goodness. Wasteland off the top. Yeah, this is so not good. What did Foothills go? Yeah, we're dead. Yikes! Yikes, yikes, double yikes, yikes. Opponent. Yeah, that Wasteland was brutal. We know they didn't have it in their hand, but they did get to see extra cards with the Sylvan Library. And that was brutal. Opponent. Sylvan Library things. And this means... We're not going to be able to get rid of the Punishing Fire, which means our board is going to be in trouble here. So what's our possible pathway to victory? Is there one? Opponent draws an extra card, down to 12. Another Exploration. Misty Rainforest, Bajuka Bog. Well, that doesn't make it better. Thespian Stage. Opponent passes. A Timely Thoughtseize. He said mockingly. Yeah, so we play our Ooze, but it just dies. I guess we can eat the Wasteland. It's either that or we do literal nothing. Well, Wooded Foothills. Grab a Forest. Play an Ooze. Opponent gets back Punishing Fire. Yep. Well, we knew this was happening, but there's not a way... there's not a way we can stop it. Pass the turn. Opponent... Cracks Misty Rainforest. Gets a Taiga. Yeah, this library's insane. Opponent's just seeing so many cards each turn. Thespian Stage on Grove of the Burn Willows. Well, we'll eat the Wasteland. Opponent untaps. Gets to C3. Does not pay any life. Kills our Ooze. And Dark Depths. And we scoop it up. Ha! Yikes. This deck has some really bad matchups. It has some good matchups, but then it also has just some unbelievably bad matchups. There's not much, doesn't seem to be much middle ground for this deck. Seems really good at slogging through mid-range style decks, but pretty brutally bad if our opponent's doing anything combo-y. At least that's been our experience with Oozes. They're just so fair. Even with our infinite combo, which, it's a combo that's sweet, and it's kind of like a nice backup plan, but even the combo is kind of slow. We need a 4-mana thing, and we occasionally even need it to untap. So there's a lot of things that make this deck a little sketchy. The other thing is, the combo decks, a lot of them are combo decks that don't care about Thoughtseize, which is brutal. I mean, we lost to Reanimator, like, on turn 1, and then we've played lands twice, and lands, it's just, our deck does not interact. We don't have Wastelands. Alright, I mean, I guess we keep this because we have Surgical Extraction, and Surgical Extraction can potentially stop the combo. Well, Forest go. Opponent. Gonna dump their hand on turn 1. Mox Diamond. Discards Ghost Quarter. Plays Windswept Heath. And passes. We draw Verdant Catacombs. Well, Verdant Catacombs. Crack it. Grab a swamp, and let's get the beat started. Walking Ballista, X1. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Cracks Windswept Heath. Taiga. Grove. Tapping, untapping. Alright, opponent loams back a couple lands. Now this is interesting. The question is, do we attempt to surgical the loam, or do we hope that we can get a Dark Depths or Thespian Stage to shut off the combo? That is the big question, and I do not know the right answer. Loam is their engine. Alright, I think we just do it. Surgical Loam. Thespian Stage. Alright. Well, they have a Punishing Fire. They don't have a Dark Depths. And they can't just Loam for it. Alright, well, Loam answered. Play Wooded Foothills. Pass the turn. Opponent passes. Well, crack Wooded Foothills. Grab a forest. Untap. Another forest. Well, get in with Walking Ballista. Hit our opponent. Wooded Foothills. Crack Wooded Foothills. Grab a Bayou. Necrotic Ooze. That Punishing Fire is an issue, though. Opponent. Well, pass the turn. Another Grove of the Burn Willows. Stacking them up. Opponent. Punishing Fire on Ooze. Punishing Fire. Gets it back. More Graveyard Hate would be nice. Scavenging Ooze, Torbot's Crypt, Surgical Extraction. Some way to deal with this Punishing Fire. This is our window. Oh, opponent? Well, go to combat. Get in with Ballista. Hit our opponent. Play a forest. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. We gotta try to jank them out. If they have Graveyard Hate, that's gonna beat us. Opponent passing. I mean, we just gotta go for it. There's no other option. There's no other option here. If they have Graveyard Hate, they got us. In 2. For Phyrexian Devourer. Alright, we'll see. Opponent passes. We untap. Come on. Come on. No surprise Graveyard Hate. Diabolic Edict. So we ping our opponent with Ballista. The moment of truth is here. Do they have Graveyard Hate? Necrotic Ooze. Come on. Resolve. No crop rotation. No surgicals. Ooze. We got there. Alright. Well, start the exiling. Now our opponent can't stop us. Unless they have like split second or something. We got them. We're winning. We're winning against unfair deck. Opponent. Crop rotation. Well, we're going to keep going with that on the stack. Oh, they drew it, but they didn't know what the combo is. Oh, if our opponent had just played that upkeep, it was game. That is the edge of playing a deck that no one knows. People don't know how to play around it. And we got a free win. Well, not free, but we got that win 100% because our opponent did not know what our deck was doing. Because upkeep crop rotation, or after we sack Ballista with the trigger on the stack crop rotation, that's game. Well, we janked him out. We got to do it one more time. Once more. All right. I guess we just run it back as is. Try to do that one more time. Here we go. No Graveyard Hate. We can technically kill the first Dark Depths. So with this hand, we're looking at turn 1 Cabal Therapy, turn 2 Green Sun Zenith, get a Veteran Explorer Cabal Therapy. Is that enough? Then we just have nothing, though. We will get lands. So we can Grim pop it. We're going to mulligan this. Ew. Alright. This feels mostly worse. But we're going to keep it 6. Necrotic Ooze, I'm sorry, got to go bottom. Well, we can defend ourselves from 1 Merit Lage, but we're going to need Graveyard Hate. Pernicious Deeds, the value is kind of high variance in this matchup for our opponent. Exploration and Wasteland. Opponent passing. Alright, so Wooded Foothills, go. Scavenging Ooze isn't bad. That is Graveyard Hate. Opponent untaps 4 cards. Port. And Tireless Tracker. Alright. And a fetch land to draw a bunch of cards. Okay. Opponent passing. Entomb, not super helpful. Well, play a land, crack Wooded Foothills. Grab a Forest. Crack Verdant Catacombs. Grab a Swamp. Edict away Tireless Tracker. Gets a Taiga. Gets a Clue. Alright, well, 1 threat dealt with. Now there is this Port. And also our Bayou's going to get Wastelanded. And also our opponent's got a bunch of redraws. We'll see. We'll see. Opponent. Ew, Loam. Alright, lands are back. Plays the 2 lands. This would be a nice time to draw a Surgical Extraction. We could deal with that. This Port is going to keep us from oozing away this life from the loam. Alright, what do you got, opponent? Opponent. Passing. Well, play Bayou. Play Scavenging Ooze. Cracks Windswept Teeth. Opponent's going to be able to crack a Clue to dredge this loam. But we will have an Ooze out for the future. Alright. Pass the turn. Opponent cracks a Clue. Is it even worth it? These clues. Alright. Yep. Clue cracked. Oh! Alright. 2 Punishing Fires. Well, hopefully they don't get a Grove of the Burn Willows. Ugh, and they can attack our mana pretty viciously. Opponent wastelands us. Gonna loam. So we have to eat Grove of the Burn Willows to try to keep these Punishing Fires offline. Wasteland, another Tireless Tracker. Ugh, it keeps getting worse. So many cards will be drawn by our opponent. Alright, untap. Walking Ballista, not helpful. Yeah, I think we're done. This is what lands does. Now they just draw so many cards that there isn't really a pathway out. Yeah, that 2 Tireless Trackers are pretty solid. Solid draws. Well, interesting. Oozes are interesting. Little unfortunate that we have not done a good job of getting Veteran Explorers in this match. Yeah, we just lose to this Tireless Tracker. Opponent cracks. Gets back their stuff. Yeah. Windswept Teeth gets a Clue. Wooded Foothills. More clues. Opponent. Combat. Gets in. Yeah, we cannot really stop this. Hits us for a bundle. Down to 15. Well, eat a Punishing Fire. Entomb, just to get something we don't want to draw out of our deck, which is going to be Phyrexian Devourer. Untap. Cabal Therapy. That doesn't really help. Go to combat. Attack with Ooze. Hit our opponent. Yeah, we're super pinched on mana here. Hit our opponent. Pass the turn. Tireless Tracker. Yup. Grows, draws a card. Dredges. Okay. Untaps. Opponent. Combat. Gonna get in. Hit us. For a bunch. Down to 11. Land. Clue. Maze of Ith. Okay. Well, no more ooze damage coming through. Opponent. I guess we can hope for a timeout. Our opponent's not playing that fast. Opponent passes. Well, eat a Dark Depths. Entomb, something we don't want to draw. What is our worst draw? Probably Grim Pop it with our 2 lands. Opponent, in the tank. Opponent is a very deliberate lands player. Ports our Black Source. Well, pass the turn. Not a land. Diabolic Edict is like slightly relevant-ish, maybe. Opponent untaps. Thespian Stage. That's a combo piece. Combat. Attacks. 5. Alright, we're gonna take it. Clues will be cracked. Opponent draws a card. Grows Tracker. We take a bunch. Ancient Tomb gets a clue. Sphere. Oh my god. Oh. Alright. That locks it up. Yeah, these tireless trackers just ran wild. Now we don't actually get to, Diabolic Edict, which means we don't get to, kill Tireless Tracker. That's unfortunate. Well, in some sense, yeah, right. In some sense, the Magic Gods have just not really cooperated with us here. We are on 2 lands here on turn 7. We only got Wastelanded once. And, yeah, it just hasn't worked out. We just have not hit any mana sources, unfortunately. Well, the Oozes are interesting. Actually, we're 100% dead. Well, I guess we're not 100% dead. We're like 99.9% dead. Because I guess we can technically play Walking Ballista as a chump blocker next turn. But really, yeah, we can't even play Walking Ballista. I guess we could draw a land and play Walking Ballista as a chump blocker if our opponent has nothing. Actually, that doesn't even work because Sphere... Okay, yeah, we're just locked out. All right. Well, Legacy Oozes. There was some good and bad. We did some cool things. It seemed very well positioned in fair matchups. Our matchups were a little bit awkward. We played Death and Taxes twice. We played Dark Depths combo twice. And we played Red-Black Reanimator. If you look at the Legacy metagame right now, those decks, I mean, Legacy is similar to Modern, where it's a very wide format, but the top decks in the format right now are Grixis Control, Death and Taxes, Miracles, and Delver, followed by Mono Red Prison. So I feel like maybe we were a little unfortunate by hitting lands so consistently, which feels like a really miserable matchup for our deck. And then Red-Black Reanimator, I don't think that's a miserable matchup, but we lost the die roll, and then we literally lost on turn 1 game in one game and turn 2 in the next game with Thoughtseize backup in the game that was turn 2. So that's just one of those matches where you can't do much about it. So the good matchups where we actually got to play games against creature decks, Death and Taxes in specific, were really sweet. So I don't know. It was an interesting deck, that's for sure. But I guess this is all wrap-up stuff. The TLDR is not feeding the kids. No treasure chest today. Huh. All right. Sweet. So what do we learn this week about Legacy Oozes? And we started off good. Our first 2 matches, we ground out Death and Taxes to start 2-0, and then the wheels came off a little bit. We lost to 2 different Merit Lage decks. We lost to Turbo Depths and also to lands. But both decks tried to assemble Thespian Sage with Dark Depths and make a 20/20 Indestructible, which seems like a pretty rough matchup for our deck. We don't really have much that interacts with that. It's kind of awkward. Our deck has a lot of ways to deal with combo decks with Cabal Therapy and Thoughtseize, but Cabal Therapy and Thoughtseize don't get rid of lands. So if our opponent's trying to assemble a land-based combo, our defenses are not nearly as good, and our value plan much less effective. And then we lost to Red-Black Reanimator, which is a super fast Reanimator deck, and in that one, we lost on turn 2 of game 1 to our opponent Reanimating Grizzlebrand. We managed to draw sideboard cards in game 2 and win, and then game 3, we're on the draw. Our opponent literally had turn 1 Grizzlebrand. Dark Ritual, Entomb for Grizzlebrand into Reanimation, and that was just the game. And that happens sometimes, and that was a match that exemplifies why like 50-some% or 60-some% of decks in Legacy play Force of Will. It's not because Force of Will is a great card, it's because there are sub-decks in the format that just can kill you on turn 1 when they get the right draw, and Force of Will is a way to defend against that. Our deck is trying to defend against that a little bit with Cabal Therapy and Thoughtseize, but if we lose the die roll, we don't even get a chance to cast a discard spell before our opponent goes off if they're going on turn 1, so it can be a little bit slow. So it kind of showed the power of Force of Will in the Legacy format. So that leaves us overall with, it felt like Legacy Oozes is pretty good in fair matchups. Like, playing against Death and Taxes, we could grind with them all day. We had answers for their creatures. We made huge board full of Scavenging Oozes, Necrotic Oozes, Oozes in general, comboed off eventually. So it felt really good in those matchups. The combo-y matchups, most specifically the lands matchup, that felt really rough. Against the Reanimator deck, I don't feel like that's actually a horrible matchup. I feel like our opponent had really good draws. They won the die roll. We didn't get a chance to Thoughtseize. That happens sometimes. Against the lands deck, though, I feel like we could use a little bit more for that matchup. Even after sideboarding, we don't get much. We get, like, Phyrexian Revoker as an answer, a bit of Graveyard Hate, which is helpful sometimes. It doesn't stop our opponent from just naturally drawing their combo lands, but it does shut off some of the recursion that goes on. And then Diabolic Edict is like, I don't know. It does kill a Merit Lage. The thing is, a lot of the lands decks are really good at reassembling their combo thanks to, like, Life from the Loam. So being able to kill the first Merit Lage, it's not really a game-winning play. So I think our matchups were a little bit weird. I wish we had ran into more creature-y decks, more Delvers and, like, Sultai, Control, or Midrange. Those are some of the most played decks in the format right now, and I feel like we would line up much better with random Force of Will type decks than we would line up with random combo-y land style decks. So I feel like our matchups were a little bit awkward for our deck, but really, the deck felt reasonable. It doesn't feel insane, but the Oozes did work, and we did pull off the Necrotic Ooze combo. We did go incredibly wide with our Biogenic Ooze and just value our opponent out of the game. So it was definitely a sweet and super unique deck. If you want to make this deck way cheaper, like so much cheaper, just trade in the Bayous for some copies of Overgrown Tomb, and just doing that, you're going to cut, I don't even know, $1,200, $1,400 off the deck, a huge chunk off the price of the deck, where instead of being $2,000, it's going to be, I don't know, $600, somewhere in that range. So that would go a long way if you're trying to put the deck together on a budget. But really, the deck was super cool, and I really like this spice level of the deck. I don't know if it was my favorite Veteran Explorer deck that we've played. There's so many styles of Veteran Explorer decks, and they're some of the most fun decks, I think, in Legacy, because they're these weird, you can play any random janky threat mid-range style decks, and this one definitely went a super interesting direction, and the combo was very good at catching people by surprise. The game we won against lands, our opponent actually had the ability to fizzle our combo in hand. They could at any time crop rotate for a Bojuka Bog, nuke our graveyard, but we were able to win purely because our opponent didn't understand what we were doing, and most people aren't going to understand when they see this deck right away, because it is playing off-the-wall cards, off-the-wall combo pieces that are just 100% not played in Legacy. No one is playing Necrotic Ooze and Phyrexian Devourer and Walking Ballista combos in Legacy Grim Poppets, so that was sweet. So I feel overall, Legacy Oozes, is it a top-tier Legacy deck? Probably not, but it's a spicy deck, and I feel like if you hit more of the good matchups, we probably could have posted a better record in our league, and even with hitting kind of rough matchups for our deck, we still went 2-3, which isn't horrible, and even in our losing efforts, we were winning games against some of those bad matchup decks. Against the lands decks, we were able to take games off of them and make them actually pretty close. So we were pretty close to having a much better record than we actually showed, which, for playing really random weird cards in Legacy, I was happy with it. So it was fun to play, it was super unique, kind of middling as far as level of competition, but really we didn't hit a single Force of Will deck, our chokes didn't do anything, so I think that was more the matchups in the deck. I think if we played another league with the deck, and we hit different matchups, we could definitely go 3-2, or maybe even 4-1 if we hit the right matchup. So that's just kind of how it goes in Legacy. It's such a wide format, there's so many different decks that you can't really control the matchups, but Legacy Oozes, Yeah, it was fun. It was unique. It did some cool things. The combo was sweet. It was awesome to kill people with Phyrexian Devourers and Genesis people and just do all this wild stuff that no one does in Legacy. So hopefully you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed playing it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.